Hello and welcome to the Eric T Conversation. I'm Eric T. Now today we're going to talk a little bit about cryptocurrencies. I don't know. I just feel like doing it because all the candles are green right now, and I've got friends that are texting me and asking me about cryptocurrency. I'm no expert on cryptocurrencies. So if you're one of these crypto bros out there that sits on the computer and does charts, and you see this video and you're like, you're all wrong. It's not. Listen, I'm just kind of giving my friends some input and tell them what about cryptocurrencies, because a lot of people don't know. Like 2% of the population knows anything about crypto, and even less than that even owns any. Probably a little bit higher now, but very few people know about cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to kind of explain the best that I can about cryptocurrencies and why they're valuable and why you should get involved. You should definitely get involved. If you're not getting involved in cryptocurrencies, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Trust me. I got friends out there that bought it and like, this is bullshit. I'm selling this. I'm telling you. And you know who you are. You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. So cryptocurrency is a long game. It is. Now, you can make money very quickly at it by investing in some of these meme coins, like Bonk or Dogecoin, 4 years ago. If you bought Dogecoin, it's like 6 years ago, and, you bought it for, 0.00003, and you spent $100, you would have had like 10 million Dogecoin. You'd be on a yacht right now. So, but that doesn't happen every day. So you really, to know how to do that, you have to manipulate different types of exchanges, because some of those back in the day when they first developed these meme coins, or these, shit coins, they kind of call them, they're not on exchanges. So you can't just go to Robinhood or Coinbase and buy it. You got to know how to pancake swap, and you got to buy the crypto here. You got to send money from it's a lot involved. And there's videos you can look up to do that. I've done it, and it sucks. I have $20 some of that's locked in, and I can't ever get it out because the gas fees are too high, and I got to add more money to it to try to get my money out. I'm not putting any more money into it, so it can be a problem. So don't mess with that. So if you're kind of a beginning, so everybody knows about Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is like the granddaddy of them all. It was invented and created in 2009. There's a lot of rumors of what happened to it, how was it created, who created it. A lot of people are speculating that it was created, right. It's no coincidence it was created right after the housing crash in 2008. Now Bitcoin is decentralized. Nobody controls it. It is, you can't, it's not affected by inflation. It's the perfect currency. Okay, it's a perfect currency. The governments can't control it. Somebody created it, hit some buttons, and whoop, now you got Bitcoin, and it's producing it. Now, the person that created it is a pseudonym, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, nobody knows who that person is. Some people speculate it was the CIA created this currency. A lot of people believe the CIA did this. Some people thought, there's a guy, named Satoshi Nakamoto. Some people think it's a couple of cryptographers out there now that are in the system that have created other valuable currencies. They don't come out and say who they are, but some people, I won't name the names because you won't know who they are anyway. And there's a whole, there's a group of 4 people that the 4 Satoshis, they created Bitcoin. Anyway, but the cool thing about this guy or person, whoever it is they have 1 million of them. They have a wallet that has 1 million Bitcoin, and they've just sat on it. No one's opened it. No one's touched it. No one's done anything with it. So this person's got 1 million Bitcoin. So that's what? A lot of money. So anyway, so when it was created in 2009, and it was, it was like 0.000 whatever cents. It was really nothing. So a lot of the computer nerds and guys that knew how to get into the dark web and the system found Bitcoin, and some guys bought it, and then they sold it for nefarious purposes to buy certain things you really shouldn't buy with cash. And so they used, it was very anonymous. And, for a couple of years, it was that way. And it started to catch on. And now, obviously it's where it's at right now with like $90,000 to $93,000 per Bitcoin. You could have bought Bitcoin in 2011 for about $30. $30. If you could look into the future and be like 13 years later, if you drop like $1,000 on it, you'd be a multimillionaire right now by spending a few $100 on Bitcoin. So what Bitcoin is a way of transferring money. And Satoshi created this with their vision was to create the perfect currency that is decentralized and it can't be manipulated for any government or any person because nobody owns it. It is the one cryptocurrency that is the most valuable because of its rareness. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that's ever going to be created. 21. And a million Satoshi has. So there's like 20 million that are going to be out there in circulation. Right now, it's about 19 million, I think, that are out there in circulation. Now, Bitcoin is called proof of work. It's made by proof of work. So basically, there's a whole bunch of computer servers, like you see in those movies, James Bond, or like Tom Cruise is in there with like all these computer servers. That's what it's like. They got rooms of servers solving very difficult equations that spit out a Bitcoin. That's what it does. So all these servers are solving complex equations to try to create one Bitcoin. Now, every month, there's only 425 Bitcoin that are created through all the servers throughout the world. Only 425. So everybody's racing to get one of these crypto, one of these coins, because these are they're called miners. And there are huge multi-million-dollar companies they're mining companies that mine Bitcoin. And when they get the Bitcoin solved, or the equation solved, they're rewarded with a percentage of a Bitcoin. So there are buildings dedicated to these servers. Now, that's what proof of work uses. Now, problem with proof of work is that it uses a lot of electricity. You can imagine, the power grid sucking up all the juice for all these servers. So it's very expensive to create these Bitcoins. It's not very energy efficient. They've gotten better over the years, but that's the ding on Bitcoin. It's very expensive to create. And also to send it. To send somebody Bitcoin, if you're buying a house for $500,000 and you're using Bitcoin to do it, okay, you can do that, great. But it's going to cost you X amount of dollars to send that. I don't know the exact number. It could be anywhere from $500, $600 to $1,000, to send, $500,000 in Bitcoin. Imagine if you're sending somebody $10 million. That price for you to send Bitcoin goes up exponentially. Also, it's very slow. It's antiquated. So it takes 15 to 20 minutes. It's gotten a little faster to send a Bitcoin over to the other side to somebody. And so it's slow compared to some of the other cryptocurrencies that have been created since. So it's slow. So what Bitcoin has turned into, it's turned into a store of value. It's like gold. A lot of people don't understand Bitcoin because you can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't, it's not a pair of glasses you can have in your hand or something like that. You can't touch it. So, what's the value of Bitcoin? Gold, when gold was discovered, whenever it was discovered, a million years ago, whenever they discovered gold, there was no value to it. It was just a stone that they found, or a rock, a mineral that they found somewhere in the rocks. And it wasn't everywhere. You couldn't find it everywhere. You can only find it in certain areas. So somebody said, hey, man, this is going to be, let's call this gold. Let's give it some kind of value. You can melt it. You can get a gold chain, some bling on your fingers, some earrings. You can do all that with Bitcoin. You can do that with gold. Bitcoin is kind of the same thing. Somebody decided, hey, this is worth money. We're going to put value on it. Now it's like the new gold. Look, it's electronic gold, basically what they call it. So now how the price fluctuates is this. If you buy Bitcoin at $80,000, the next person next to you buys it at 80 something. So the next person to purchase it is always a higher level than what you purchased it. So the value of Bitcoin is whatever the next guy is going to pay for it. So that's how it is. Now, people trade it like stocks. They do trade crypto like stocks. They long and short it. And they do all that stuff with it. That's not me. I buy it and I just sit on it and I ride it all the way down and I ride it up and I ride it all the way down and I ride it all the way up. That's what I do with my Bitcoin and my cryptocurrencies in general. So that's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. I tell everybody, look, they're predicting all kinds of crazy numbers with Bitcoin. They're talking about in 10 years from now, it'll be worth $13 million. So, is it worth spending $9,000 to get 10% of a Bitcoin right now? I don't know. And then in like 10 years, you have $1.3 million. I don't know. Maybe it is for you. Some people it's for. Like I said, this is not financial advice. I'm just a guy that likes crypto. Just kind of telling you, my friends, about some of these cryptocurrencies, what they do. That's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. Now, like I said, it's decentralized. So it's got a lot of value to it. And there's only going to be a few of them left. And Satoshi Nakamoto has 1 million of them. And when they're all created, which is going to take decades to burn all these, when they're all created, that's it. That's it. And there's also some people that had Bitcoin back in the day. They got on a thumb drive and they can't find their thumb drive. I mean, they might have 1 million Bitcoin on it and they can't find it. So there are people out there that have that problem. One guy, you can Google this. I was like 10 years ago. I think he bought a couple large pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoin. At the time, he had to find somebody that would exchange his Bitcoin for cash, and he got somebody to get his Bitcoin, and gave him money, and he bought like 2 large pizzas with it. 10,000 Bitcoin. That's like $900 million. He'd have $900 million. Oh man, I hope he had more crypto than that. I hope he had a lot more Bitcoin than that. Anyway, so that's That's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Then there's some other ones out there that are kind of fun. There are meme tokens. Okay, like memes are like the ones just like Pepe. They made out of that frog, and then there's Dogecoin. Everyone knows about Dogecoin. There's Bonk. There's a slew. There's like 20,000 cryptocurrencies out there. 20,000. There's some that aren't so good. Some people invest in them, and then they do a rug pull. And that was, that they've cleaned that up a lot over the last couple of years because, after a few times of this happening, people are like, you know what, we're done investing in these, get rich quick, cryptocurrencies, and you pull the rug out. So there's some cryptocurrencies that are meme coins that they're very cheap. They're like, 0.00023 cents, whatever, and if you want to have some fun, buy them. You can buy, 10 million bonk for, $150. Wow, I got 10 million bonk, if it just hits a penny, and then people talk about market cap with cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies you can't use a market cap on cryptocurrency. You just can't. It's not a stock. It is not a stock. It is a value of money. The value of money. You cannot think of it as a stock. It's completely different. There are cryptocurrencies that are going to be utilized for banking, the banking industry, and those prices of those cryptocurrencies has to be very high in order to transfer the amount of wealth and the trillions of dollars that are going to go back and forth on them. So don't worry about the market. People are going to tell you market cap matter. It doesn't. All the research that I've looked at, it really doesn't matter. And that's just me, my opinion. But it's from research that I've done. So anyway, so there's some meme coins you can get into. They're pretty cheap. You can have some fun with it. Give them to your kids and buy your kids some, $20 and some cryptocurrencies. Let them go crazy. Let them look at something and kind of understand, how a market works once in a while by going up and down. Crypto is very volatile. Very volatile. It's one of those things, you can ride it all the way up. And then I rode Dogecoin all the way up to 78 cents. And I rode it all the way back down, So it's one of these, a roller coaster. So that's the meme coin. Then there's some actual cryptocurrencies that, once regulation comes in with the new administration, which Trump is big on crypto, but he wasn't like 7 years ago. I thought it was a scam. Crypto's a scam. But then he comes out with these NFTs, and now he's like, crypto's great now. And you know what? It is. Once you learn a little bit about it, you understand there's some value in cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are going to exchange money very quickly, very cheap, and very efficiently. It's going to be quick and easy and efficient, and it's not going to cost banks a lot of money, and it's going to be amazing if people that get in now. So there's some other cryptocurrencies they're going to be used for the banking system. One of my favorite ones is XRP. I'm a huge XRP guy. Now, with the banking system right now, it uses this system called SWIFT. Now, SWIFT transfers money from one bank, in America to another bank in Europe. Okay, and they use the SWIFT network to transfer all this money. The SWIFT network is very antiquated. Now, they've updated it because they know this is coming. And the people that own SWIFT, they don't want to lose all their money they make transferring this money. But here's the problem with SWIFT. SWIFT takes a couple days to reconcile when you send money over. It's very expensive, costs billions of dollars, every month or every couple of months to transfer all that money, billions of dollars in fees. And it's slow. And if you're a bank in the United States and a bank in, say, in Japan, all these banks have to have a Nostro Vostro account. I think I said it right. So they have to basically have currency for that particular country on hand. So when that currency comes over, they can transfer it over to whatever that is, US dollars, yen, rubles, whatever, pesos. So they have to have that money on hand. So that's a lot of liquid just sitting there waiting. So what XRP and some of these tokens are going to be doing, now the company Ripple owns XRP, and they've been working with all these countries throughout the world to get them on the XRP network and get them on board and sign up all these banks. But they have hundreds, dozens and dozens of banks on board to start utilizing this network to try to take over or utilize or in conjunction with the SWIFT network. So what some of these currencies do, like XRP, is when you transfer US dollars over to Europe, okay, change it over to the euro, and you send it, say you send it $20 billion, you send $20 billion, it takes 3 seconds. It's like an email. It takes 3 seconds to send it over, okay? It costs 0.00002 cents to send this money over. So it's very cheap, and it's proof of stake, so there's no gas fees. It's very cheap, doesn't cost a lot of money in gas fees or electricity to send it over. So that's a lot of positives with using these cryptocurrencies. And these are the ones that I have invested in. Ones that are going to be utilized for trade, retail. They're talking about this one H-bar is rumored to be working with President Trump and Elon Musk, we're talking about trying to get voting on a blockchain, and all this like, I don't want people knowing my facial recognition and all that blockchain. I'm telling you right now, if you've ever been to Walmart, they got your face. They got your face. They got facial recognition. They already got you. So if you're one of those guys that thought, I don't want the government knowing my shit, they know all of your shit. It's been going on for 15 years. They got everything. Oh, shit, 20 years. They've got it all. So this is the way the world is going now, man. They are going to blockchain. Everything's going to blockchain. It's extremely secure and extremely fast. Imagine voting. When you vote through a blockchain, you're going to know who wins at 8 o'clock at night. You're going to win. By the time California closes, you're going to know who won the election, like instantaneously. You're going to know, oh, Florida's closed, Georgia's closed, North Carolina, because it's all on a blockchain. It's going to be amazing. And one of the cryptocurrencies they've been talking about, HBAR, is going to be the one that's going to be utilized for voting. We'll see. A lot of rumors floating out there, but they're all like 30 cents, 25 cents, a penny. I mean, cryptocurrencies, never invest anything that you don't care, that you don't mind losing. You can wipe your butt with the money. That's my advice. Don't invest anything. Don't invest your retirement. Don't go crazy. Don't FOMO with fear of missing out. Don't FOMO in. Everything that goes up always comes back down a little bit, and then it goes back up and comes back down. So watch some of the charts. Do some research on some of these cryptocurrencies. ISO 222. Those are 2022. They're 222. That's ISO cryptocurrencies. They've already been approved to utilize on these certain networks for transferring money. They're already approved. So they have to have a certain code in them to utilize for the system. And there's about 10 of them that have been approved. Bitcoin is not one of them. Bitcoin is not one that's been approved. It's not an ISO token. So, now they just want to hold Bitcoin forever and pass it on to your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Bitcoin is not going to be one that you're going to be buying a movie ticket with. Okay, you're just not. You're not going to be buying a movie ticket with Bitcoin. They wanted you to think that, but it's not. People are holding Bitcoin. They're going to keep it forever. But they're going to use some of these other ones, XLM, XDC, some of these other cryptocurrencies that you're going to use. It's going to have a Visa logo, but behind the scenes, Visa is going to be transferring money from one bank to another using cryptocurrency. Is going to instantaneously transfer money at very cheap rates. So that's my take on cryptocurrencies. Like I said, I'm not an expert by any means. So if you're an expert out there and you see this and like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about a little bit. I'm pretty good. I know. I've done pretty well in the crypto market. I do know my thing. I don't watch charts. I don't have time for that. Nobody, you got to have 3 monitors. You got to have, all the stuff. I don't do that. There's a lot of guys out there that buy and sell cryptocurrencies, and they do very well at it. It's very volatile. You got to know what you're doing, and I don't do that. A guy that invests wisely the best I can, and I've looked at and I've done some research on these cryptocurrencies, and the ones that I feel that are going to be utilized in the future, those are the ones I invest in. And I have some meme coins too, like Bonk, Dogecoin or whatever, and those are just fun to have. And if they make it to a penny, great. They don't make it to a penny, so what? I just let it sit there, and one day I'll pass it on to my grandkids or have some cryptocurrency. So that's my take on crypto. I hope you liked the video. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, please drop it in the bottom. Hit the notifications, follow me. I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to be doing these all the time. So I have nothing else to do. I got a lot of free time these days. I'm like semi-retired, I think. I don't know. Am I? No, I'm not really retired, but I got a lot of time on my hands. So I'm going to be doing these videos. I hope you enjoy it. Let's have a few laughs. Thanks.